What's going on, y'all? What's going on? About to send this link out. Then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Me and the members are already eating right now. This is the GP New Zealand setup we went over on Friday, and we took Friday. Re-entered right after I dropped the Sunday, either right after or before I dropped the Sunday chart analysis. We're pushing right now. So we just hit TP7. Well, we're about to hit TP7. We hit TP5. We're about like 2.5, 3 pips away from hitting TP7. About to see if we can hold 2615 as support, like we talked about in the Sunday chart analysis. If we can hold 2615 as support, we're looking for continued buys going to 2670. That's what we're looking at right now. Might add this next position if we can hold this low as support. But as of right now, we're at a nice almost 1 to 2 risk to ratio setup. Let's see how this 15 closes. GU's also going as projected. So we got a couple setups already on the move. And then we got a few charts that we're still trying to see if they're going to wake up or not. But again, we're just 7 minutes into London session. Make sure you'll go ahead and like the live. Y'all subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We're right around the corner from 3,600 subscribers. We can get to that easily. Let me know how we sounding too, y'all. Let me know how we sounding. Barely. All right, y'all, we're back. So the weather's really, so we're still trying to go live, but the signal is acting up. So if it crashes like 1 or 2 more times, we might just chill and try to go live later on during New York session on TikTok. But me and the members were New Zealand trader now. We barely missed TP7. We're about to see if we can hit that right now, and we might jump into another position in New Zealand. But as of right now, we're almost at a nice 1 to 2 on this setup right here. And we're still going to be paying attention to gold. GU's going as projected. Size G. We're just waiting for on. I see you. Yeah, like I said, bad right now. All right, so I just reset my Wi-Fi. If we crash again, like I said, we're just gonna go live TikTok during New York session because I'm not about to trip too much about it. But we got GN still pushing up as we can see. So let me go ahead and let the members know we just hit the next TP on that. Let me get this music going again too. Let me get this going really quick. I can't control the Wi-Fi. Is what it is. Let me go ahead and let the folks know we just hit the next TP. Again, if you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When you look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Pushing nicely right now. We just hit the final TP. All TPs hit. Move SL profit or close. All right, and I'll show y'all this setup. All right, since the trade already played out, I'll show y'all this setup. Let me catch you to the chat really quick. Appreciate y'all still chilling in here. Like I said, we was having technical difficulties, but we didn't miss too much because again, we was in the setup beforehand. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, so right now we're at a nice 1 to 2 right now. Plus we can keep pushing again. If we can hold 26.15 as support, we're going to look for buys, come back up to these highs here at 26.70. Let's come back up to these highs here at 26.70. Yeah, the signal is bad. Let me just mute myself. Pushing nicely right here. All right, this trade already played out. So we're still holding this low. Got my SL in profit. So anybody, especially the members that took this setup, y'all should not close this trade red at all. Again, this was a setup we took on Friday. That's why you see two positions. This was trade on Friday. Price was a nice push to the upside after we took that setup. Then it consolidated the rest of the New York session. I closed out of that trade, and then we see last night rejected low retraced, and then right before we dropped the what you call it, the Sunday chart analysis, I re-entered, and then we can see price did the full move, was looking for broke this resistance level, and now we're blowing through it right now. And again, you can see this trade setup, May 16th, you can see the entry, SL, the TPs, again, the time to enter the trade, see the TPs getting hit, and then you see last night when I was letting the folks know that we were back at TP5. And as you can see here, the final TP got hit. Again, it's called a playbook for a reason, y'all. Even with, like I said, that's why you want to follow the flow of price, because even when there's low volume, once the volume picks up, the price is going to continue to go the direction it's been going. The only way it's not going to continue the direction it's going is if a reversal happens, right? But we can't control reversals. So we're starting the week off, right? Might look for a setup going into New York session, but I'm not going to force anything. Of course, GUs did the move I was looking for also. So as far as GU is concerned, again, we had this consolidating mess for the past couple of weeks. We are still bullish though, which is why I was saying we can still look for buys, but we can also see right here. My bad, John. Listen to the replay, make sure we don't sound too crazy. Right, so we see price was struggling to break this resistance level. You see here, price blew through it. Again, we didn't take the setup because this happened before when the session started. You can see this was the 3 AM candlestick. So from this point, we're either going to look for price to either break and hold 34.45 as support. If it can do that, we can look for buys going to 33.75. Or if it rejects this level, we can see price reach test. And if it'll hold 33.10 as support, we can still continue to look for buys. Everything else, we're just waiting for volume to pick up. What just happened there? So make sure to like the live, y'all. If you haven't liked the live already, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today at the beginning of the New York session. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. But yeah, we're just chilling right now, about to see what this next 5 minute looks like. New 5 minute just popped up. We got a few minutes to the next 15 pops up. What's happening with Bitcoin? It's going exactly as projected. If you haven't watched my Bitcoin analysis video, make sure to check that out. I got a new one dropping this week. Make sure to check out this Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana analysis because everything's going as projected. And depending on where you enter that, you should be up on all the cryptos we've been talking about. including Bitcoin. But yeah, it's pushing nicely. It's right back to approaching the all-time highs again, sitting like 105, 100. Okay. But nothing out of the ordinary is happening. It's just still pushing, making higher highs, trying to take out the higher highs on the bigger time frame. But I'm dropping an update this week because it's been like a couple weeks, but things are not changing, or they're not going away from what I talked about in the last Bitcoin analysis. So make sure to check out that video after this live's over. So yeah, GU and GN are still pushing nicely. So I'm just gonna let this thing run and do its thing. Getting my SLs and profits. So no matter which way it goes, I'm gonna make some money. So we're just chilling right here. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, y'all. Join the free signal and free Telegram. Y'all see on y'all screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it out for yourselves. So we got a few other setups we're looking at though for those that aren't in this GS setup. But again, make sure to hit that link in the description to join the advanced play signal room so we don't miss out any trade setups or signals. But as far as other setups we can look at going into today, we're going to be looking for NAS100 buys still. So we're either going to look for price to see if we can hold 21,200 as support. And if we can, we can look for buys going to 21,350. Or if we reject this low, we can see a price will retrace and hold 20,970 as support, and then we can look for buys there. All right, we don't really look for sells on NAS just yet. We're still bullish on that. And as far as gold is concerned, we're going to be looking for sells on gold still. By the way, I forgot who it was, but if y'all watch Friday's live stream, remember what I was telling y'all to look for gold sells. That's why I always talk about follow the flow price on the bigger time frame. I forgot who it was, but somebody was like, why are we looking for sales on gold when it's bullish? Imagine if you would have went for buys here going into London session, you would have missed all these drops to the downside. Because again, ever since price broke this level, you can see Tokyo session, that London session Friday, and New York session price did nothing but shoot to the downside. But we are still bearish on gold, so we're going to be looking for continued sales. Now we are kind of struggling to not only maintain 3240 as resistance, but hold that level. So this is, I'm not going to say the last line of defense, but we definitely need to hold this low as resistance for the downtrend to continue. That's kind of what we see price doing right now. So we can maintain and hold 3240 as resistance. We can see price go down to as low as 3176. And before we can get to 3176, we're going to need to break and hold 3206 as resistance, which we see last night price ended up rejecting. So we're just going to watch and see what price does when it goes, pre-New York and the New York session opening once the volume kicks in there. But GU, let's talk about GU buys in the Sunday chart analysis, which is, again, why I always tell y'all to make sure to have y'all's notice on. Join the free signal from telling us the Sunday chart analysis. If you watch the Sunday chart analysis, you could have gotten to this GU setup because, again, look at the time we dropped. We felt this 1051. Price did not break this level and retest this until 230. So that would have been plenty of time to be able to get into this setup. And it's literally doing the move we was looking at. This move I was looking at right here was a 1 to 3. So even to the setup, you could have got a nice 1 to 3 ratio setup on there. But we're going to look for continued buys on GU. So from this point, we're either going to look to see if we're going to break and hold 3375 as support and look for buys going to 3400. Or if we reject this level, we can see we can retest hold 3340 as support. Or we can see price possibly try to redo the whole move. Because again, when we go into a bigger time frame, we might see abnormally large candlestick get formed, if not today, tomorrow, especially if we want to see the uptrend continue, because we need to break and hold 3375 as support for the uptrend to continue. So do not be too shocked or surprised if we see a abnormally large move today, or if we see price consolidate and retrace a little bit today. Because as far as news, we don't have any high impact news going on. We do got a Canadian bank holiday, but that's pretty much it. And then GJ, we can look for buys as well on GJ. We did have a big, huge retracement take place, but we are still bullish. Fill up the gap from last week's gap. If we can hold 193.55 support, we can look for buys, but we need to definitely hold 194.45 for the option to continue to keep going into play. I didn't click something. But yeah, so we got a few setters we're looking at, y'all. But GN is still pumping to the upside. We're gonna let this thing run right here. If you got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we're looking at charts, drop them in the chat. But we wrapped up last week with a bang. Had another 100% win rate week. We went 5-0 last week. Monday, we caught 131 pips. Tuesday, we caught 3,100 pips. Wednesday, we caught 18 pips. Thursday, we caught 900. And Friday, we got 47. Catching a total of 4,196 pips. You see some of the student results and testimonials right there. Again, every trade we break down during these London session lives, if not as well into them. So you guys definitely need to be paying attention to these live streams. And of course, you guys got questions. Is what these lives are for. So, there is no such thing as a dumb questions. We might go live today on TikTok. The stream is working now, but we still might go live on TikTok. So make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmaker_way_. Post every day on both pages. Also got a new video dropping on YouTube for y'all today as well. So make sure you're going to look out for that and have those noties on. But yeah, we're about to see what this next 5 minute looks like. About to see what this next 5 minute looks like. Man, that thing pumping. Sheesh. Been pumping. So we're literally catching this entire move right here. So you see the day started right here. And then we entered off this wick on Friday. You see we failed to hold this level as our support like we did on Thursday. Retest. You see price blowing through this level. So we're catching this whole move for the day right now. Same thing, we need to break this resistance level for the uptrend to continue. So everything goes as planned. We might catch a nasty GN move right here. I can't even lie to y'all. We might catch a nasty move here if volume keeps going this way. Breaks these next couple of levels going into the New York session. New 5 minute just popped up. Again, we got alerts on all the other charts, so we're not missing anything at all. We barely missed that retest right there, though. Barely missed my alert right there, though. That's what moved the alerts up on GU after this, too. So we're going to bring that alert there. They're going to bring this one up here. Again, only in this position right now. Right now, we're chilling nicely at a 1 to 2, almost 1 to 3 risk reward ratio setup, meaning whatever you would have risked on this trade, you'd be up almost 3 times that amount. So if you would have risked $100, you'd be up to almost $300. If you would have risked $1,000, you'd be up to almost $3,000 off this one trade alone. Full moves are going to be a 1 to 3. But let's see if we can break this level here. Again, this is why we enter and exit off these key price levels. Look at how price reacted as soon as it touched this level, y'all. So again, when you follow the rules of price, you stick to the playbook, and then you got the key price levels marked off. It's literally a cheat code because not only do you know all the areas and directions price can go, but you're also prepared for the next rejection or the next push to the upside or downside, y'all. So we got a new 15 that just popped up. About to see if we can hit this next level, y'all. Again, we're about to see if we can hit 26.75. We need to hold that level at support, which we failed to do so last week for the uptrend to continue. And this one was stuck in some consolidation for a little bit as well. But this is why I always talk about don't just look at one chart, but I have at least 3 pairs, because there's bound to be at least one chart that's going to have a nice clean setup. But not every day is that particular chart going to have a setup, because every chart has its times when there's low volume or when it's in the sideways market. Yeah, this thing's pushing nicely. Let's see if we can keep going. Yeah, that thing going crazy. GJ just broke this level 2. Go barely missed that retest. So I'm still going to wait for that retest. We ain't going to break any rules. We're still going to wait for that retest. SL's in profit on GN. So we just chilling right here, y'all. We're just chilling. If you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. Great way to start off the week. Almost at a 1 to 3 right now. etc. Again, look at how price reacting to this level. Still in this position. So from this point, what we're going to be looking for and going into the next hour is if price can break and hold 2675 support, which it failed to do for last week, or it's going to reject and try to retest 2615 as support. But nonetheless, nobody should be closing that trade. GJ pushing up. Gold barely missed that retest. It's got a nice 1 to 3 right now. Whoops. Got a nice 1 to 3 right now. So it goes to this next level. This will be a nice 1 to 4. I'll let this keep going. All right, new 15 popped up. Let's go ahead and thin this level out so we can pay attention to it. Yeah, NAS100 and gold might just be chilling up until New York session. Don't be too shocked or surprised about that. Again, make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free student for Telegram. You see on your screens how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link to check it out for yourselves. Make sure you have the Sunday chart analysis because, like I always tell y'all, the Sunday chart analysis goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but it goes over what we see price doing throughout the entire week. Again, we went 5-0 last week. See some of the student results, testimonials. Had a student make 9,000 in one trade. I know the student make 500. There's a lot more. I just don't post them all the time. I like to kind of spread them out. But if you scroll to the beginning of the month here, going to May 2nd, I believe. It's too far. Let's do it this way. Right, go to May 2nd, I believe you'll see how we ended this month. April, we wrapped up going 16-1, giving us 94% win rate, catching a total of 68,765 pips. Again, you click right here where it says subscribers, you scroll down to photos, there's over 1,600 photos, 3 years worth of receipts. You can see screenshots, positions, signals, student results, testimonials, all that good stuff. So make sure to hit that first in the description for the channel, y'all. If y'all want to become a playmaker, join the advanced play student, or learn how to mark off and identify the levels and how to take services like this to average a high 80-90% win rate. All you got to do is click right here, or if you go straight to free student free Telegram, click right here. When it's doing the recap of the week, just click right here, and then you know what to do from there, y'all. All right, shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been in the live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been in the live since y'all joined. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free student free Telegram. And I got a new video dropping for y'all later on today at the beginning of New York session, so make sure you're going to look out for that. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I see you guys scrolling at the bottom of y'all screens. Instagram, playmaker_way, TikTok, _playmakerway_. Post every day on both pages. And I'm running up another TikTok page as well, y'all. I'll let y'all know about that in a little bit. I kind of want to experiment with it first. But yeah, I'll just let this thing play out right here. Again, my SL is deep in profit, so everything else I make off of this is just extra money. But nonetheless, I'm not going to let too much go back to the markets because you don't want to let winners turn to losers. And again, you got to close at some point. So especially when you're brand new to trading, the best way to get that discipline in place is to stick to your daily goal, right? So if your daily goal is $100, $500, $1,000. As soon as you hit that, even if all TPs aren't hit yet, as soon as you hit that daily goal, just close out the trade. All right, you'll thank me later. Y'all contact me directly. Y'all can DM me on Instagram, Telegram, or TikTok. I respond to all messages. Yeah, we're about to see if we can break this level here, hold it at support.